get it cracking.
One, drinking, smoking, straight West Coast.
Taking niggas out with the flurry of.
What's up, y'all? I'm Bigg A, Dog Pound Gangsta number 2. I'm the Bigg A from Compton, California. Come on in. Welcome to Serious Pimp Entertainment.
Real gangsta.
What you want now?
Yo, welcome to Hustle TV. I'm your host, DJ Hustle. We are here in Serious Pimp situation, man. What's up, Bigg A?
What's up with it, DJ HustleTV? What's up?
Oh, man, we doing a great thing, man. We here with you, man. First of all, I want to get some of your background on you, Bigg A.
Well, as you know, as everybody should know, I'm from Compton, California. Born and raised in the CPT, original hub city, California. Okay. My homie, Eazy E. Well, let's go back up a little bit. Let's say Eric Wright.
Eric Wright.
Eric Wright. You know, I knew Eric Wright. You know what I mean? So, born and raised with E in the city of the CPT. And I had a passion for the entertainment business. And, you know, from there, it was just, you know, I was my homeboy. He gave me some game. I took it and ran with it. Rest in peace, Eazy.
I heard that you had a record shop. You had a record shop and you was DJing back in the day. Tell me about that.
The record shop came from Eric. Eric gave me some advice. He was shooting a video in the city of Compton, Real Compton City G's. And I actually had a video magazine called Street Beat Video Magazine. And he allowed me to get all the back scene footage because, as you know, he was having problems with the city of Compton to shoot that video, dissing Dr. Dre and the whole, you know, the whole situation he had going on with Dre. And the city of Compton didn't allow him to shoot the video. They denied his permit. So we kind of smashed on the city, and Eric straightened it out. So he had a press conference to where he could shoot the video, Real Compton City G, as long as he didn't have bitches and hoes and butt naked scenes and stuff like that. And kind of, you know, make the city look, you know, than what it was deprived to be. So we sat down and did that, and then he allowed me to do all the behind the scenes footage. Okay. Some of that footage is on the internet now. But at that time, we was talking, chopping up on the personal note. We asked about the business. You know, he was telling me about the business, the music business at that time. Before he got to the music business, you know, he was a drug dealer. He was robbing and stealing and gang banging. I went to the military. I went to the Army because I got away. I was a high school graduate. So
Military, Army, you know.
Yeah, 12 Bravo Combat Engineer. Shout out to the United States Army. I went to the Army and got away from the city of Compton. It was just too much for me. At that time, Eric had started his music business, the record label, Ruthless Records. I knew Dr. Dre, I knew Ren, I knew Yella, Eazy. You know, I never met Cube at that time, but Cube was brought into the scene. You know what I mean? But I didn't know they were NWA until I went to a concert out in Philadelphia at the Spectrum. Wow. But back to the record shop, as we were shooting the video, I asked Eric about the entertainment business, about the music business, and he let me know that he was one of the highest paid entertainers in the business. And I, you know, I was asking him, what do you mean with the highest? He said, Michael Jackson's the highest. Michael Jackson gets $1 per record. Wow. I'm like, $1 a record? Woo. He said, Oren, I get 68 cent a record. 68 cent a record? So I said, well, I buy records for, you know, $13, $14.99. He said, yeah, you got to manufacture, distribute it. You know what I mean? You got to make the record, you got to manufacture the record, and you have to distribute the record. Right. And then you get that $7, $8 on. He said, that's what I'm about to do right now. I said, wow. He said, but what you need to do, on is open up a record shop in the city of Compton. So that, he planted that seed in my mind. Okay. So we put Eric, you know, Eric died, you know, a year later. And to me, to give back, I had always promised him I would do whatever I could do for his kids and stuff, you know, whether it was spiritual, financial, motivational, guidance, you know what I mean? I did tell Eric that before he passed, and I'm sticking up to that. So, but the record shop thing came to business. When I got an honorable discharge from the military, I got a job at the Long Beach Naval Shipyard. Oh, wow. Yeah, I used my honorable discharge certificate, my DD-214. I used my high school diploma, and I went to the military base after I came back to California, and went and got me a job. You know, walked on the military base with my credentials, got me an ID card.
Hold on. J-O-B is very important. If you're in the hip-hop game or any other music profession, have a job to support yourself, y'all.
Yeah, that's very important. But I still didn't have the entertainment bug. I knew I wanted to get in it, but I had to get a job. So I went and got a job at the shipyard doing maintenance. And at that time, Eric died. And I remember President Clinton coming there and saying that he was going to shut this installation down.
Wow.
Yeah, it was the second largest naval shipyard in the country. It was rebuilding and fixing and welding ships.
Right.
So dry docks and stuff. So a lot of those people were going to be out of jobs in 1 year. So I decided to stop. You know, I thought my value of what I do, when I bring to the table, whether it's painting, whether it's drawing, because I am a design draftsman by trade, whether what it is, I was worth more than an hourly wage. I don't care if it was $30 an hour, $22 an hour. I'm worth more than that in an hour. You know what I mean? So I decided to pick up the entrepreneurial skills. And I remember what Eric said, get a record shop. So I remember going to Ice-T album releasing party. We got in there and I was drinking. You know what I mean? I was getting drunk. Ice-T knew us because of the internet. The internet was big. And I missed a step and I fell and I held the liquor up, but everything else fell. I had glasses, but the liquor saved liquor. So that was embarrassing. And I knew I couldn't talk business with executives or any artists or anybody in the business being drunk.
No, not at all.
It was embarrassing to the business and to me. So I decided to stop drinking alcohol and took myself more serious. Opened up the record shop, dedicated to Eazy E. I had a memorial wall with number of Eazy material, from gold, platinum plaques to drawings from fans to poems to autographed pictures, just a little bit of everything that was involved Eric Wright, NWA on the wall. So that got a little buzz. It's a record shop dedicated to Eazy E in Compton.
Yeah.
At that time, I took the business serious now. Now I got, Eric told me, he said, you get the record shop and they'll come to you on. You know, I didn't know what he meant by that. It came to fruition because the record labels started coming to me. I didn't go to the record labels. You know, the record labels was coming to me for advertisement. I was buying records. They would bring their artists to the city of Compton. I mean, from Montel Jordan to Coolio to 40 Thieves to Cash Money. I remember Lil Wayne being, I think, 14 years old, coming to my record shop playing my video arcade games. You know what I mean? Juvenile, Montel Jordan, Queen Latifah. I mean, there was no artist that didn't want to come to the city of Compton.
You know what? Compton is like the city where people want to come to. They want to go to Compton, they want to go to Long Beach, then they want to go to Hollywood.
Yeah, exactly. So by me being Eazy E Homeboy store dedicated to Eazy, I used that as a marketing tool for my store. Then the being at the store, you know, you got to think about called square footage, like I was telling you earlier.
Yeah.
When you pay 8 to 12 cents or 24 cents a square foot, I come from the streets. You know, we want to make money. So if I'm spending 24 cents on this square foot, I want to make $1 off of it. You know what I mean? So I started using the square footage of my store, making sure that every square footage was generating some kind of infusion of financial monetization. Whether it was displays from B&G, Sony, displays or posters of the Biggie Smalls or the Khaleesi's or whatever, the record labels were paying for that space. So they rented that space. That was their space on a 3-month basis. So they can come there any time of the day and fix it up, blow it out, whatever. And that was on the inside. Now my window spaces was a little more expensive. You know, that was $1,000 a month, and I had big picture windows.
Okay.
You know, so they would put their posters there and a light box. At that time, you know, at night the light box would light up and still have the DMX poster or whoever in the window at night. So that was $500 a month. You know what I mean? And then the big picture of the album covers, big billboards, the 10 by 10s, the 8 by 8s, and 20 by 20s and stuff all around the store. So it was a good marketing tool. I made a lot of money in that. But on one part of my section by Eazy E wall, the reason why I put my DJ equipment over there, because when you walk in the store, you look at Eazy wall, you will see the DJ equipment. Then I had a sign down there saying DJ services available, whether it was a bar mitzvah, a wedding, a funeral, or a baby shower. I had a record shop, I had the music, why not DJ?
Now look, did you have CDJs? Were you on decks? What was your DJ turntable of choice?
Technique 1200s.
My man. See, now we in agreement. We can continue this interview right now. I'm happy now.
Yeah, I'm in the vinyl. You know what I mean? I was in the vinyl at that time. I never was an advocate of I was an advocate of the transition to the newer DJs, which is a good thing. It's a lot more easier to be a DJ now, meaning that you can have 10 CDs and have over 200 songs in those 10 CDs.
Right.
You know, if you're trying to bring 200 songs in vinyl crates, you got about 5 or 10 crates. Huh? You know what I mean? Yeah, you huffing the puffing, let alone bringing the big speakers up, the bass bottoms, and bringing your coffin up with your turntables and mixers. And I mean, it was a rough job, but I enjoyed it. And that's how I got in the game, DJing though. I got in the game DJing. Just so happened, like I said, if you providing a service for any consumer, whatever kind of business it is, I just knew that I was a record shop and I was gonna provide services, whether it was activating pagers at that time. I had a pager service. I had one showcase full of pagers. Okay. I had a showcase for the kids full of Pokemon cards. Whoa. So I didn't pass up a dime. Okay. You know, the kids would come in the store, free candy if you buy a Pokemon card. Pokemon cards were big at that time. See, when you're an entrepreneur, you do entrepreneur business shit. You know what I'm saying? It's about providing a service for the community. Okay. And not just being like a racetrack, a racehorse, and being side. You know, can't look left or can't look right, looking straight forward. You have to be able to look at your surroundings.
With that being said, let me ask you this about Serious Pimp. Now, DJing, record stores, you did all that. Yeah. Now you're on CEO status. Yeah. Now you managing groups, you have a record label, distribution deals, you're putting cats in movies, you're doing the whole nine. So when it comes to Serious Pimp, what are you guys doing for the community and all your good stuff?
The Serious Pimp started as an apparel company. And it still is an apparel company. The Dog Pound glasses, the Snoop Godfather glasses, just an array of shirts. And so we did a licensing deal with Serious Pimp and the CEO, Damon Kutchner, real good community activist out here. He's an Orange County businessman. And I became a part of the Serious Pimp apparel line as a salesman. But me being from the entertainment business, I figured that we would start Serious Pimp Records. Right. Snoop, at the time, was the president, vice president of Serious Pimp Apparel. Okay. So because we all connected, I decided to motivate my business partner, Damon Kutchner, to start a record label, Serious Pimp Records, SP Records, and build a studio to provide services for the community of Orange County and its upcoming artists. So with that said, I became the executive vice president of A&R, and my partner in crime, Big Percy, was the vice president at the time. So I took it to a different level, and as an A&R, you still have to train future executives in the business. So I brought 20 plus years of experience and wisdom and know-how to the game, to this particular vertical. You know what I mean? And that's how that became Serious Pimp. But providing workshops here at the studio, that's something that we're going to be implementing with some of the kids. I noticed that the business is lacking education. Right. Everything has to be taught. You just can't pick up a mic, or pick up an MPC player or Fruity Loops or Reasons and just make music. You have to learn. So I decided to start a program here at SP Records out here in Orange County called Workshops, and it's provide a service for these kids. The music business is not in the school systems now, so doing workshops here, studio time here, and recording different projects here that we got up on our belt right now. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So now at Serious Pimp, you've got the studios coming. You're going to teach kids now. Kids, if you're out there, if you want to get information about how to make music, production, be producers, and all that stuff, my man's here. He's here for you. With that said, what artists do you have on your record label?
Well, you know, we're discovering talent at the same time. My thing, we have an R&B artist that we're working with now. It's affiliated through association of the labels called Oshi. He was out there with Jim Jones from New York, R&B cat that's going to just blow everybody's mind. We're working with Latoya Williams, who was signed to the Doggystyle. She's coming from Favor Entertainment. We got Favor Entertainment over here. I'm doing some label administration for Favor Entertainment, which is Warren G and Snoop them homie. He got Indian Blue, D3 the Rockstar, and just he got a project called We Run LBC, recorded here. Big Percy's Don't Watch Me, Watch the Move. I make all his volumes. Okay. Artists submit music here. I A&R select the tracks that go on that particular project. We had a DNA project, which is Them Niggas Again, which is Dr. Dre's son and Eazy E's two oldest kids. Put them together, not to form a group, but to form an association group. All of them have their own thing. You got Ruthless Entertainment, which is little Eazy E, which is little brother Derek, which is E3, and you have Curtis with Forever Young Entertainment. You know what I mean? So I figure I can combine them corporations together, form a project, and now it's a compilation. We got AV from Compton on there. It's a group out of Orange County called Slam Squad. Got a hot record with AV. We have a little kid out of Orange County, Mission Viejo called Mike Slice. Okay. Mike Slice, pretty tight guy. He just got to deal with Warren G. Warren G came here and heard him. And, you know, we working with Warren on that particular project. So it's a few other things coming through here, man.
Serious Pimp has a lot going on.
There's a lot going on. And there's a lot to be coming. I know we're working on, we're meshing and getting into the EDM side of the business as well. Right. So we're gonna be working with Skrilla. I just found out that Kurupt just did 4 songs with Skrilla, one of the top EDM DJs. We just sent off of a track to I think it's John Graham, big time EDM producer, where we're meshing the little Easy vocals and Curly's vocals to some EDM stuff. Hopefully we can shoot a video and get into the EDM circuit, you know what I mean? So there are some things we're trying to combine the music business and combine the cultures together through this situation here at Serious Pimp Records.
Man, Serious Pimp is doing it big, and I love to hear it. I mean, you got the music side of it, you got the teaching side of it, you got the A&R side of it. Explain to people, the audience, what an A&R's job is to do, because the A&R job, it seems like anybody could be A&R now. So explain to the people in Hustle TV, audience, about what is the A&R and what is that person's job is to do.
A&R at any label can be artist repertoire, you know what I mean? He listens to music and he signs acts. With today's business model, you don't have to sign an act to the label because of the responsibilities of signing an artist. So I think my job is to provide a service for the label and to provide a service for the artist. I'm not too far over here, but I'm not too far over here, and I'm gonna protect both entities. Gotcha. I'm protecting both entities. I'm gonna explain to artists, hey, you come in here, this beat is produced by Battle Cat or one of the production producers we got over here. Daz got beats over here. A few people got beats over here. So we kind of like educate you on that too. Do you have a record label? Are you signed to a production company? Have you signed up with BMI or ASCAP? You know what I mean? Yeah. A lot of labels are not going to give a fuck about you with education when it comes to the business. They're just trying to keep you as an artist. I'm dealing with some major artists right now that didn't know what a one sheet was for a single they're trying to push out independently because they got dropped from the label. Wow. The label cut your water off. What you going to do? You're going to do something. So it's a service to be provided, man. I love the business. I talk to a lot of my young little homies. Shout out to Big to the Boy, Big Doty. Shout out to the Young Giants. Shout out to just a lot of the young artists, man. That's D3 the Rockstar, Indian Blue. Just a lot of these young artists, man, who's coming up in here making the noise for themselves, man. I tell artists today, keep making music. Just keep writing, keep making music. I remember Kendrick Lamar didn't have enough money to buy chili Fritos from the ice cream truck when he was recording over my cousin's facility on the west side of Compton. Wow. You know what I mean? Right. They bought some chili Fritos. but they had the equipment, so they would shut the equipment down. And Kendrick Lamar, which was K-Dot at the time, would go to another studio. But his hunger, not thirstiness, because he was never thirsty. He was just hungry for his talent and his craft. But you see where it got him.
He's the #1 artist in the world.
Yeah. And they didn't give him a Grammy, so you know.
Oh, wow.
They're not trying to bring that sippy cup to Compton. You know what I'm saying?
That's okay. That's okay. That sippy cup is okay. You know what? I was here last time, and I want you to show us the drums.
The drums.
And give us the story behind the drums.
Absolutely. You know what?
No. Let's walk back there. Yeah. Let's walk back in the back, man.
Come on, man. Let me show you around, man, a little bit of the facility. You know, as you know, Snoop used to record here. Live band.
Okay.
This is a drum set that was made especially for the band. And you know, if this drum set was on stage where Snoop was, you have to have what Snoop likes to do. So here is the drum set.
Wow.
The drum set is actually a drum, and it's actually a bomb.
Oh, it's a bong right there?
It's a bomb. So, you know, we would pack it, you know. It was for the drummer as well. But yeah, it's a special made drum set.
Wow.
Carlos used to play drum for Teddy Riley.
Wow, that's what's up.
Something like, I got your back, I got your front.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Inspired by the Big Homie.
That's what's up. Yeah, here you go.
You can get inspired by the Big Homie. If you need somebody to watch your back while you record, you can look at my boy right here. You know, it's not a joke. You dig? Mr. Lee himself, you know what I mean?
Mr. Lee ain't no joke, man. I mean, you sure it's pretty much around, man. You always take care of us all the time, man. And I appreciate you having us come through at any time, man.
Appreciate you guys coming through, man. And you know, Hustle TV's is one of my #1 independent video shows on the net right now, man. You're doing some good things. I appreciate you guys coming by, and you can welcome me home anytime.
Man, it's always a pleasure, man. Whatever you need from us, we support you 100. We there, straight up, West Coast to the fullest.
I appreciate everything. I want to give a shout out to Big Snoop, Daz, Kurupt, the whole LBC Dog Pound Gangsters for giving me this opportunity. You know, with Snoop's mother, who actually walked into my record shop and asked for some DJ services, and I didn't know who she was until I got to her party and started playing music. And when Snoop brought her in, that's at the time my first time meeting Snoop.
Wow, I bet that blew your mind.
It blew my mind because, you know, I'm from Compton. He's from Long Beach. You know, at one point it was, you know, a little friction there, especially with Ruthless and Death Row. So it was just a blessing because I wasn't part of that. It was just a blessing to be embraced by those brothers, man, to accept me into their family. You know what I mean? It was hard to get into a family. I remember the closest I ever got to Snoop was through my video camera when I had my little video show. Little videos, my little Street Beat magazine. We was at the BET Awards and Snoop came out. I was outside the fence and I had my camera and I zoomed in to 20 times and brought him closer to me. Wow, look at his face. Zoom back, you know what I mean, to where I had dinner with the champ, you know what I mean?
Right.
Lived with Daz, you know what I mean? Just with Kurupt the other night, you know what I mean? At the Observatory rocking. So being on tour buses, going around the world, man, you know what I mean?
That's a good look, man. That's a very good look. And I'm so happy that you are doing what you're doing for the youngsters now. And you grooming them up and you making sure that they're doing it right.
Absolutely.
And then, I mean, I'm proud of you, man, because a lot of brothers don't do that for everybody.
And, you know, I like being in the game. I like just assisting brothers and doing what they do. You know what I mean? If you want to get at me, BIGGAPG@gmail.com. Holla at me. Send me some music. Send me a phone contact. I do reach out and touch back.
Oh, so give out the website.
The website, we have several websites. You have RoderickMusicMarketing.com. You got SeriousPimpRecords.com, SeriousPimp.com, SnoopDogg.com, DPGRecords.com.
Man, thank you so much, Big A. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
God bless you.
Man, it's all to the good love. One, you know it. OG's in the house, man.